So Jerry is just distributing them. But since he's doing most of the footwork, he's keeping most of the funds. Also, because he can keep up with the patrons. Hey, my little love bugs. It is ToshPointFro from ToshPointFro.com, and I'm back with another mukbang. Today, I will be eating snow crab legs on snow crab legs on snow crab legs with clarified butter. Yeah. Oh, okay. I gotta pray. Whew, got excited. Lord, thank you for waking me up this morning. I'm just happy. Like, do you see these crabs? I hope my audience enjoys them. I know I'm going to enjoy them. Let's just make this a good experience. In your name, amen. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh, I hit the mic on my elbow. My bad, y'all. I actually got all these from Red Lobster. I don't know. It's just like when you get crab legs from Red Lobster, they just hit different. I don't know why that is. They gave me a bunch of butter though. Butter. Okay, so if you're new, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the notification bell. Also, shout out to this person. Thank you for showing me love on my channel. I appreciate you and I love you. And, last thing. We got a new plant. What should I name it? I should probably name it something. So today's episode, we were supposed to be talking about quick hands. Oh man, the battery's going dead. All right. I'm losing crap. Man, where my other shoe? Technical difficulties. Up here. Okay, we had technical difficulties. Anywho. So I wanted to talk to you guys about something that I talked about in my last episode, the McDonald's scandal, scam, charade, whatever you want to call it. The white collar crime that happened during McDonald's monopoly era, when monopoly was hot off the press. Well, not hot off the press, but you know what I mean. So I talked about this documentary that I watched in HBO Max in the last episode, and some of you guys commented and said that you want to actually hear the whole story. So here we go. Oh my God. I know people gonna be like, oh my God, they just regular crap. Yes. I could put seasoning on them, but that just gets all on your fingers. They weren't boiled with seasoning. They came from Red Lobster, where we all began. So anyways. There's this FBI agents in like Jacksonville, Florida. Really boring office. Not much happens. And there's an officer or Agent Mike Matthews, who is a boom. Ooh. He's a FBI agent, and on his partner's desk he sees a sticky note that says McDonald's monopoly scam. Mm. Mm. So the the guy gets really interested, right? He's all like, okay, like, let's look into this. Calls the number back and gets these names. 2 names of people and 1 named Uncle Jerry. Oh yeah, it's messy. It's all on my shirt now. So, ooh, hold on. We still got this little guy. We like to go in order. Man. So, anyways, sorry, crowd legs got distracting. So, Uncle Jerry is the main name that they give up, and they try to find out, you know, who actually is running this whole scam, because they know that it's flawed. Because when the caller calls in, or when they call the caller back, the 3 names that they give, or no, 3 winners that, I just need to start over. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so focused on eating. So the person gave in a unanimous tip and said that the game was rigged. But what ended up happening was they gave the names of the people who said they rigged it. And then 3 names of people who were related, but not actually directly related. And they found out that it was like, you have a higher chance of getting struck by lightning than having 3 people in your family actually hit the McDonald's millions. So they have to figure out who actually ruined, like, who's running it. Is it McDonald's? Like, at what point is somebody starting to take advantage of the situation? So they start doing an investigation. They even dress up like the, you know, those people that drive up to your house and you like with a big check and say, oh my God, you won. Publishers Clearinghouse, something like that. So they did this whole spiel on this guy who had won. And I mean, y'all, they were into it. They hired somebody from McDonald's and had them come in to help portray it. Ooh. Uh-oh. And they just were really selling it. Like, they were saying, take us to the grocery store where you bought the magazine. Like, you could see this guy like trying to make up the story of how he ended up winning this winning ticket or this winning game piece. So he ends up, you know, making a call to one of his buddies after the reporters leave, who are really just FBI agents. And he's like, you never guessed, like, I got them, I lied to them so good. Because, you know, they got the phones tapped. So he's like, yeah, I fooled all of them. Where my thing? Oh, tool. So he's all like, you know, where, you know, we sure did scam them. So they started kind of building out this little tree. Of like winners and who the winners connected to. They even interviewed this black woman who won. And she's more closed off though, you know. She's just telling a story. They catch her in a lie because she claimed that she won the ticket at a store that she didn't really win it at, but she signed the picture of it. It was a mess. Poor thing. I know probably somebody screaming at me like, you got all them Red Lobster things and didn't get no biscuits. But see, I don't like the biscuits from the restaurant anymore because you can buy the actual biscuits from the store and make them yourself, and mine are better. Sorry, y'all. They are. I add more butter. So, anywho. So they, you know, collecting data on all the winners and trying to see who they're actually tied to. So they have like this big old map that shows the hierarchy and who they know knows who. Because they have to be really careful because they don't want, like, they want to catch the person. They don't want the person to not. They don't want the person to be able to continue working for them, you know? Ooh. So anyhow, they end up coming across two guys named Jerry. The first guy is like an Italian dude who's like in the mafia. I'm talking about, old boy is putting $150,000 in cash on newborn babies. Just out here busting, throwing money around, living the high life because he is pretty much cashing in winning game pieces. What he actually ends up doing is, you know, giving them to different family members, like as long as they don't have the same last name. And they tell you his life story. You know, he's just this Italian guy who was always just in, you know, he's a talker, really good with people. And, oh, whole bunch of meat. Really good with people and just, you know, like an all-around likable guy. Well, he gives pieces to like his wife's, he meets this girl and marries her against her parents' wishes, but marries her. Her dad ends up asking for a piece. Who else? A couple other people in that family ended up with winning pieces because they didn't have the same last name. And what he was doing was he was technically using their names to cash in the pieces. Because, you know, you can't win over and over again. So what he did was he set it up so that he would win. He would pay for half of, he would get half of your winnings. So this is the hierarchy. Uncle Jerry is, let's say he's like the OG. And then there's Jerry. Jerry is the Italian guy who's married and is taking half of the winning prize. So Jerry is just distributing them. But since he's doing most of the footwork, he's keeping most of the funds. Also, because he can keep up with the patrons. Because the way that it works is he's selling these tickets. This is so good. He's selling these tickets to people So for $1 million ticket, he would want you to take out, he would charge you like 50 grand. But see, the problem is you're not going to get that return automatically. It's like you win a certain amount of money, a lump sum at the beginning, and then you get payments every month, or yeah, like every month for so many years. This isn't one of those situations where, you know, she just ended up with $1 million. Ooh, okay, that one broke. But since it happened like that, you know, Jerry keeps coming around to get his cut. And he on these people. Like, you know, there's some people that he didn't charge them. Like his brother wasn't supposed to get charged for one, but he ended up getting charged. Well, it ended up all falling through before his brother could actually get his piece. Where my thingy go? But you gonna open that? I know somebody's like, your teeth. These things aren't that hard. I think they just sound worse than they actually are. Oh, this wasn't even that much meat. Still gonna get it though. So, just terrible. Well, that worked for nothing. So, he has like a couple people that he actually gave his stuff to that is legit. Like, he's not collecting off of them. But he also, you know, he starts making money fast, so he's spending money fast. So there comes a point where he's picking random, you know, airport employees who are also, you know, Italian. And so, and, you know, picking them up and low-key using them to claim tickets so he can keep the money. To the extent where a lot of these people are being hugely taken advantage of. You know, it sounds good. Like, oh, okay, you got I can just pay this money and I'll have a winning piece. No. He would like you have to pay taxes on that money. He would just take the money from some of these people. Everybody got treated differently. And you could easily end up in a real bad. This girl ended up having to pay $50,000 of taxes on the $1 million, but the dude just took all her money, so she didn't have it to pay. And started getting annoyed with her when she would call about it. Like, bro. But he got in over his head, right? So, okay. That was bad. That was not my most graceful moment. I think I lost a lot of meat too. Cause like, you know, like the hard part be on there. That was an ugly face I just made. Don't go back. Don't go look at that face. It's like I miss the crackers, but I also understand like everybody was probably stealing them. So I get why y'all give us these makeshift tools now. I couldn't even do that on camera because I feel like stuff would have went everywhere. So yeah. So anyways, And like the black lady that ended up being interviewed at the beginning, she was also somebody. She was the victim. She was caught up in it because the guy Jerry, the mafia guy of Jerry, his wife was like, you should get some women of color involved and stop just only including Italians because it's gonna get fishy. So, they find a struggling a single mother and get her to put a lien out on her house. It was just a mess. But so it ruins a lot of people's lives. Like it's messed up. So the second part is the other Jerry. So the other Jerry is this dude who wanted to be an FBI agent. Ends up with a disease that I think affects his autoimmune system. And then he gets like this high position at a security company, at a marketing company, in security. The same company that runs McDonald's marketing campaigns. So, he must be pooping. I can hear Cash turning in circles. So, Uncle Jerry is this man who wanted to be a police officer. It didn't happen because of, life situations. So he ends up working security, and he's the person who actually who actually takes the winning game pieces and puts them on the line, on the conveyor belt to be shipped out randomly. So it's crazy that this is even happening because this is coming from almost the very top, right? But he doesn't work for McDonald's. He actually does work for the marketing company. I forgot what it was called. Give me the meat. There we go. So, I'll drop some. So Uncle Jerry is still pretty cold. He pulling strings in the background, even to the extent where he made a play at the other Jerry's wife and was like, I can love you better than he can. That's what he said. He said, don't be with that Jerry. You ain't even got to think of a different name. Just make me your Jerry. She would have been his fifth wife, though, so that would have been bad. So, Mafia Jerry ends up getting in a car crash and dying. His wife was driving. The family blamed her. It was bad. Real bad. But this leaves Uncle Jerry in a predicament. Who gonna get rid of the tickets now? Because Jerry is smart. He's not trying to let it get back, you know, come back to him. So he ends up finding a couple other guys. And mind you, you thinking right now, you know, this has ruined a bunch of people's lives. Yeah, it's helped out a few. Because Mafia Jerry was taking care of his family for sure. He was living it up. But think about the lives that he ruined, right? And he fooled America. Like, hello, I was buying Monopoly playing pieces, okay? So now Uncle Jerry has this other avenue of people. Like he starts putting his feelers out there to find different people that can get rid of these tickets. He's looking for different people that can get rid of these tickets. And he meets this like this Hispanic guy who there's so much butter on my shirt, who had been in prison for like drug trafficking, but he wasn't in that anymore, and like ended up just getting back in, you know, falling back into trouble. So he helps him get rid of a bunch of tickets. He's one of the people, I think he ended up getting rid of like 60. And he's one of the people, like in the beginning when I was like, well, they caught that one guy and he was laughing on the phone. The Hispanic guy is who he was laughing on the phone with. So he never had anything to do with like Mafia Jerry. Because he passed on. I should have double dipped that one. So yeah. They end up I'm trying to remember how they end up all getting caught. How do they end up catching them? It's sad. I really like this documentary. Ooh. Oh, okay, I remember, because it was like a sting. So they started figuring out that there was this one guy who was, you know, they're more well off. So it's one thing when you messing with a dude who's like connected to the mafia, messing with, you know, he's you know, bodying people and taking these dang tickets, and they don't have any money. The problem actually really started, and he really started getting caught when when it was really affecting like the younger or the older people. So he enters this group where one of his sellers, or gift receivers, we'll call him, because he wouldn't accept money. You know, he's a property owner. He owns lots, buys and sells. He even gets his foster son involved under the facade that he has a buddy who is going through a divorce and he doesn't want to have to share the earnings with his wife, so he wanted to hide the money, and he has this piece. Can he just cash it in and he'll take the earnings? blah, 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 and split them. I bet you would. So anyways, so he gets his foster son. And I mean, this boy ain't had running water. Okay. He came from poverty when this man got him at like 7 years old and raised him like one of his own. And then he gonna get him involved in a scam. And he was one of those dudes who, like, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain him, because you wouldn't expect him to be as savvy as he is. He's kind of like appears one way and is completely different. So yeah. Excuse me. I'm not stopping. I'm eating these. Okay. Oh. A big old shell on my lap. He meets another guy, the well-off guy that just accepts gifts for hooking the deals up with the tickets. He was even coming across dudes who was like, yeah, I'll buy 3 or 4 of them. Like, bruh, what? You can't win that many times. But see, that's when they started catching on and getting them, because phone calls just started lining up. They had everything tapped. This is like in 2001. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm probably not going to eat all these. Pair them up with something else later. Goodness. It's the last one, but oh, they so good. I didn't realize I had so many. So anyways, they end up all going and catching them, because they have like a sting operation going on. They're following them. They know who the Larry guy is, the Uncle Larry guy is, and they finally catch him switching tickets, like trading off tickets with one of his runners, and that's how they catch him. So now it's a big old mess, y'all. The news finds out. It's just crazy. And this guy, I mean, it's just like old man. Like he just looks like a random old man. Like you would pass him in the grocery store and not think 2 things about it. Mastermind. He wasn't really a mastermind. He took advantage of an opportunity. He hit the ultimate lick. And of course they wanted to find out how he did it. So when it was all said and done, most of the people got off, except for like the direct players that were really involved. Like even the Mexican guy pretty much got off. Jerry ended up getting like 4 to 6 years. Barely anything, y'all. And all the other people were forgiven. And McDonald's didn't make a big fuss out of it, because I'm sure they did, they won a lot of money. But it was just unfair to their customers, We've been buying up tickets thinking we could win. And from 1989 to 2001, there ain't no chance in heck that we would have won. So then, of course, they asked him where he got it from. Or like how he was able to pull it off. Do you know that there's like a safety seal that they would put, he had a partner, a female partner who had to go everywhere with him when he was transporting the pieces, but he would sneak off to the bathroom. And how he would get away with it is he would have some dupe pieces that were just regular, and he would switch them for the ones that were the prize winning. And he had mistakenly once in the past gotten some mail that had the seals, like little seal stickers to show that it hadn't been tampered with. So he would just remove the one sticker and replace it with another. And that's how he got away with it. For years. For years. Okay. Can you imagine? They caught him with like a bunch of money in his car, or a bunch of money in his trunk. Like a bag full of money. Man. So yeah, that's my story. And I'm sticking to it. I have to tell you, I did not give that story justice. Like, I probably could have been way more enthusiastic. I don't know. You know how I am about, like, sometimes I got the energy, sometimes I don't. But you should definitely check out McMillions. It's funny and really informative. It's on HBO Max. So, yeah. The biggest fast food scam in history. I don't know if it's, I don't even know if that's true. I might have made that up. Ooh, y'all, the crab bits that I got down here. I got a pen. I don't know why I have this. It's gonna be all oily now. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I love you. I need to like adjust my plants and stuff, but yeah, I think we're gonna keep it. Is that better? Yeah, I like that better. Yeah, that's good. That's good. All right, guys, I love you and I'm praying for you until we eat again. Bye.